Ahoy! It's Dave Landau, and you're watching Andy Smith, the coolest comic book creator around. Just ask his mom. I have. All hail Comicsgate! Bam! Bam! Bam!
Shut up and sit down.
To the desk. All right, Mr. Mighty, let's see what adventures await. What will come out of the mighty pencil on To the Mighty Day for Mr. Mighty's adventures? What villains will you take down with your mightiness? Alright, Mr. Mighty, we'll pick this up later. Duty calls. The trash will not take itself out.
Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Sunday, July 2nd, 2 days before July 4th, America's birthday. America, the greatest country on earth. Fight me. I say it, and it's true. It's damn true. Hello. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. It is a brisk 95 degrees outside right now. I might have to take a dip in the pool. Shut up. My watch started talking to me. Might have to take a dip in the pool. Wiley draw. Matt Cisco, yo, first one here. Wiley draws every time inkers are discussed. I say the same thing. I wish Everett had been regular inker on Kirby's Thor. I hear what you're saying, and I do like what he did, but I didn't mind Coletta, to be honest with you, on Thor. Dan Genovese, good afternoon. I would tip my hat. I'm not wearing one, though. You know, it's Randy Howell. Hello, good sir. Remember, like, subscribe, and share the channel. Tweet it out. Let people know I'm live. This is live. Ow, that hurt. That's how you know. I've got the spectacles on today because I'm going to be switching cameras to look down at the book we're going to be looking at. And I'd like to be able to see it. I tell you, this is the first time I got like this blue blocker thing in my glasses. And I like it, but I don't like it because without it, you wouldn't be able to tell there were lenses in the glasses because they'd be so clear. Whereas now you can see the reflection of the computer screen. So it's just kind of annoying. Another thing too is it's weird. I didn't know that about these glasses. Actually, I don't think I need these for what I'm doing, but there's a little bit of a yellow tint. So I don't work at the computer much. So I might actually, when I get new glasses in December, not get this because there is like this slight yellow tint to these things. Anyhow, I don't need these. Randy just tweeted it. Thank you so much. Repairman Jack, ahoy, Comicsgate, happy birthday to me. 61, happy birthday to you, fine gentlemen. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about before I switch cameras, Curt Swan. Curt Swan, to me, you know, growing up, I come from the John Byrne era of Superman. Of course, I did see Curt Swan, but it was just boring to me. I didn't get it. But man, I tell you, my appreciation for Curt Swan, my appreciation for Wayne Boring, Al Plastino, the gentleman that came before Curt Swan, has really grown over the past decades. I look back at that work and all I see is fun, exciting comics. It was a simpler time. Paul Taylor, hello. And I was looking through some Curt Swan work, and to me, the best inker over Swan, and it's hard because there have been so many, but I really like Murphy Anderson. Murphy and Curt worked together the most, I believe, and they even had a nickname together, Swanderson. Curt Swan, Murphy Anderson, Swan, Anderson, Swanderson. I don't know who made it up, but I like it. So that's what we're going to look at first in this beautiful collection, DC Comics Classic Library, Superman, Kryptonite, Nevermore, written by Denny O'Neil. If you don't have this, I highly recommend it. It's a great story. So I was watching on Twitter. Well, there you go. I stream everywhere. So let's switch cameras and take a look at this stuff. Oop, wrong button. I'm not even drunk. All right, there's my nasty feet. So here we go. Curt Swan, inked by, let's just do this. Inked by Murphy Anderson. You think Wayne Boring Superman looks like Andy Griffith? I'll have to go back and look at it. I think I read the originals. I have the originals of most of these. I don't have everything that's collected in here. Hello, Angel. Good to see you. It's been a while. So a lot of these have covers by Neil Adams. Of course, this is the first book. I do own this original. I've had this comic forever. It's not mint. It's probably mid-grade condition. If it was mint, I'd probably get it slabbed, but it's not, so it's not worth it. I'm not going through this whole book. I just want to show some of Murphy's inks. I don't have any of Kurt's pencils right now to kind of show, but Kurt's pencils at the time were like most people's. You could really, as an inker, interpret them. Everything was there, but they definitely needed to be interpreted. What is up, Edwin? Hail to you. They had to be interpreted. All the rendering was there and stuff, but you definitely needed a good inker. Now, the thing I like about Murphy is, and once again, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming Murphy was a brush guy. I never met Murphy Anderson. Or wait, no, I take that back. I actually did meet Murphy Anderson at a convention about 25 years ago in the late 90s. Had a nice conversation with him. I didn't ask him. I'm pretty sure he was a brush inker. So I really like what he did to Kurt's stuff. It's kind of reminiscent of, you can imagine, of what Joe Sinnott would do, except not as clean as Joe Sinnott's inks. But nice brushwork. Kind of softened up Kurt's work, which I think is fine. You can see the nice feathering that he would do right here. This sequence is a very famous sequence where he eats this kryptonite, and the guy's like, "What? You're not supposed to be able to eat kryptonite." Curt, to me, if you look at Jerry Ordway's stuff, you can really see the influence Curt and those guys had on him. Even Wayne Boring. And that's a book I couldn't find. I know I have it. Jerry Ordway inked a square bound special over Curt Swan in the 80s. Like I said, I know I have it. I couldn't find it, but I did look at it online, and I love Jerry Ordway, but he's such a heavy-handed inker. You'd really think it was just a Jerry Ordway pencil job as well, because the inks are so so overpowering. It was very tough to see Kurt inside of it. I also have this issue. Great Neil Adams cover. Just really nice. You know, the thing I like about Neil is all his cover designs leads the eye, so you really get a feeling of movement. So for instance, on this, you see the Superman logo, you see this, and then your eye drops down. And as it drops down, you really get the feeling of Superman falling with the way Neil composed the cover. Anyhow, back to Kurt. That's why we're here. So yeah, so I mean, you can definitely see, you know, you can see Kurt's work through this classic Kurt pose here. You get the nice lush brush feathering. It's almost Alex Raymond-ish in a way from Flash Gordon with what Murphy was doing. And Murphy was a great penciler in his own right as well. He did a number of jobs. And that's it, Marcus. Thank you. I can always count on you. Earth Stealers, written by Byrne. That is it. And like I said, I know I have it. It's just one of those things. I'm having trouble finding it right now. And it kind of pisses me off. But I know I have it. This is a great shot. Let's see if I can bring this closer. Chad Townsend, hello. Hopefully that'll get into focus a little bit. If not, yeah, it's not. That's not really helping. And I almost did this as a book look, going through these issues, but it's not really a book look like I do because it would have been a number of different comics and stuff. So, and I reserve the book looks for actual books, not flipping through just the comic book. So anyhow, you get the sense of what Murphy did here, inking over them. We'll go through a little more. Another great Neil Adams cover. You know, you read left to right, so you see this. You read to here, you get a nice sense of speed from this guy. And then Neil brings you back this way with this guy coming around and then leads you down Pal. So, I mean, just fantastic stuff by Neil. I wish Neil would have done a complete Superman job during this time period, other than Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Don't get me wrong. I love that book. It's one of my favorite Superman jobs by Neil. Well, actually, it's my favorite Superman job by Neil. I got the miniseries he did before he passed away a few years back. It's okay, but, you know, just a little too much rendering for my taste. Neil was rendering a lot more to basically try and stay up with the cool kids. He started doing that in the 90s once he saw what Jim Lee and those guys were doing. I like the Neil Adams from the 70s where it's more toned down. Look at this. I mean, imagine this. This artwork is 11 by 17. Imagine how big this panel is right here. I mean, it's huge. Big, nice close-up. Beautiful brushwork. So I'm going to jump ahead to another inker. One of my favorites as well. Cover by Neil Adams. I actually just found, I have 2 copies of this book. I was going through my stuff, trying to organizing. Wiley says, I would have loved to have seen Swan Anderson do a Fantastic Four story. Oh my God. Dude, that would have been epic. You know, the one thing I know Kurt did, he did a couple drawings in the Marvel Universe Handbook that Joe Rubinstein inked, and Joe just did a fantastic job inking those. And he drew Gladiator, you know, the dude with the mohawk, and Joe inked that, and he drew this other guy too, I think. But I remember the Gladiator. Classic Lois, since I don't have a date with Superman tonight, I'll go out with you, right? What a whore. I mean, so yeah, so I have this book. Of course, you can see how nice it is here compared to here. Great Neil Adams cover. You know, Superman fails. Whenever I see a cover I really like, my first thought is, how could I make that into a First Man cover? First Man holding a newspaper. First Man fails. People bitching at him. No word balloons, though. And then you'd have to read the book. How did First Man fail? Anyhow, I was actually going to use this comic to go through, but the pages in here are brighter white, so I think it'll be better. So this issue, this is one of the few. And now I haven't looked through every issue of Superman that Kurt did, but I need to tilt this box up a little bit. What can I put under it? just so it's, let me see, this might not be too much. Let's see. Nope, that's too thick. I just need to put something under. You know what? It's fine. Never mind. I'm not going to worry about it. So this was inked by Dick Giordano. Now, Dick Giordano, him and Neil are very similar with their inking technique. And then, Joe Rubinstein is a student of, Neil Adams and Joe Rubinstein, or Dick Giordano as well. So I love this issue because, once we get into it, you'll see Dick uses a brush, but he doesn't do a lot of that feathering the way that Murphy Anderson does. It's not like Murphy Anderson's feathering is just softer, which is okay. But the thing I like about Dick Giordano's inking is it's a little more crisp and solid. Klaus Janson was also from this school of inking as well and just took it a step further. This is a good example with these faces right here. That face right there compared to a Murphy Anderson face is really different inking wise. But once again, you can still tell it's inked or drawn by Curt Swan. Same with this. This is a little more solid looking to me because the inking approach isn't as soft. And that is one thing that I really love. This face especially. This face, if you didn't know it was Kurt, you would almost think it was put some shoes on. Look, I'm trying to get my feet out of the shot. I know I don't have pretty feet, okay? This face you would almost think was Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, or even, and who knows, Neil might have touched up a little bit on this face, or Dick himself was a great artist as well. So Dick Giordano, when he inked it, this is just the result over the pencils. But I like how the blacks are just kind of chunked in here with the side of the brush in the hair. Don't want to jump ahead. I love how this is re-inked, but it looks like they popped in the cover that Neil drew, and whether it was from the inks or whatnot, Dick Giordano just re-inked it right there. That's pretty cool. I like the way the wrinkles look here. I really like what Giordano does. Why are you guys looking at his feet? Look at the book. It's way more interesting. Exactly. What's up with you guys checking out my feet? Guys, I'm more than a piece of meat. I am not just a piece of meat to be used. I have feelings. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Blame it on the Jack Show and Ballers for lowering our standards. Guys, those shows are funny. And yeah, they have low standards. And that's why you come over to my channel, Aaron's channel, Graham's channel, Art, so on and so forth. And especially the professionals, because we lift you guys up. And then you go to those shows that go right back down. This face is beautiful. I'm really amazed that Curt Swan would do a layout like this, breaking the borders and just do like a floating head. But I enjoy it. I love the wrinkles here. And now I've been told that Giordano was all brush, but I got to be honest. I think some of this is pen work. I think he might have been using a pen for outlining and doing stuff, and then going back in with a brush to really spot blacks and chunk up the work. Once again, I could be wrong, but I just don't get that feeling looking at it. Lift us up where we belong. You need to Rob Liefeld your feet. I don't know what that means, but I enjoy having feet. And, I don't know if I could walk if I did that. It's like when we see Lepresti's very hairy arms, kind of distracting. Could you imagine his feet being that hairy? I bet Lepresti's feet are just as hairy as his arms. You might want to ask him. So here we get probably the biggest shot of Superman through the whole issue, this full figure. I would love to have seen this a lot bigger to really see the detail and stuff. And then after that, I think the rest of this book, it's Neil Adams covers, which is fine, but I think it's all inked by Murphy. If I'm not, yeah. So this is Murphy. We'll just buzz through it because I got a couple other comics I want to go through as well. Look at this, just so classic. Like I said, I don't know what was wrong with my brain as a kid not enjoying this stuff as much as I should have, because this art is just so iconic looking to me. Just imagine, because I get it, the layouts are kind of tame and boring, but could you imagine if, let's say, Jim Lee, what's up, Mario? I am having a great day. Could you imagine if Jim Lee did layouts and Curt Swan drew from Jim's layouts, so you get the big exciting stuff that Jim does in his layouts, and then Curt Swan drawing from those layouts? I think this stuff would have been great. It's kind of like it would have been awesome to see Scott Williams ink over Curt Swan. So when Aaron's looking for Bigfoot, he's looking for lost family. Well, you said it, not me. Thank goodness, no Tex Blaisdell inks. Now, come on, Wiley. I know what you're saying. Tex was a journeyman inker, and what I mean by that was when you were in a pinch, kind of like with Vinnie Coletta, you could put Tex on anybody, and it was fine. I have a soft spot for Tex because I knew the man. He was a teacher of mine at the Kubert School, and he gave me some of my first work in comics doing inking. Tex was doing background inks for Bob Smith on Starman and Captain Atom, and Tex let me do some background inking for him on Starman when I was at the Kubert School. So Bob Smith hired Tex to do backgrounds, and Tex got paid, and then Tex let this poor QB do background inking, and my payment was being printed in comics. So I like Tex. I feel like sometimes Anderson made Soups a bit old. Yeah, maybe when he drew him. Or are you talking when he inked Kurt? I mean, he could have when he inked Kurt. I love this. It would have been just great to see like this inked by Scott Williams. So like I said, I believe the rest of this book. Oh, this is great. By the way, this background. So Neil inked the figures, but the background was penciled. It's hard to tell here, but on the actual printed cover, it really does give a nice sense of depth with the solid blacks here, than the background just penciled. Yep, so this is inked by Murphy as well. I'm just going to jump ahead just to see if there's any other inkers in this book. I don't believe there are. Love this shot right there of Superman inked by Murphy. And then, yeah, just the afterwards. So basically, besides the one issue inked by Dick, and they didn't even give Dick any credit back here for biographies. I mean, he only inked one issue, but I probably would have gave him credit. So that's the one, okay? So now we fast forward to 1986, right? 1986. I inked a ton of backgrounds in the early 90s. That's cool. Was that Captain Atom at Charlton or at DC? No. Come on, dude. I was a kid when it was Charlton. No, that was DC over Pat Broderick. Let me see if I can make this camera just a wee bit closer. Actually, you know what's going to happen if I do that? It's going to go out of focus. So let me, I'm looking for a thick book I've got around that I could put that on to bring it a little bit closer. All right, I can't find one. Let me see if I can. Settings. Let's see what happens if I do 720. That didn't get any closer. What about 480? Nope. All right. We'll keep it high def. A Barretto cover. Yes. She was married. Okay. I don't understand that reference. Hold on. I'm going to try and find a thick book to put underneath. So I really want you guys to see the difference in inking by this next guy. So I'm going to use this book, Monsters, to prop it up. Oh, Supergirl's Secret Marriage. I see what you're saying. All right, that makes it a little bit closer. Okay, so this Barretto was fantastic. This issue, I love Murphy Anderson. Don't get me wrong. Is that Andy's gross feet in the shot? Yes, I'm trying to get him out of the shot, Evil One. My God. You know, guys, super chat for $5 would help towards a pedicure. Just saying. This was inked by Al Williamson. Al Williamson inked a few issues over Curt Swan. And oh my God, talk about a perfect marriage. Now, Al Williamson, unlike Murphy Anderson, was a pen guy. He used mostly, I'm pretty sure Andy's not wearing pants. Oh, I'm wearing pants, pal. Al Williamson was a pen guy. He used a 108. And the pen work that he did was so fine. Yeah, it's going to be hard to see in some of this. God, I love this big panel. These balloons kill me, but there was no other place to put them. You would almost say that the pen work that Al Williamson did was wispy. Travis Perrick, thank you for $5. That man's telling me to go get a pedicure. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Put shoes on Andy's feet. Back Kor-Drath. Yeah, shoes cost a lot more. So yeah, back Kor-Drath so I can go buy some shoes. I'll give you $5 if you paint your toenails. I'd probably need a little more than 5. Then again, if I did, I would just wear shoes until it came off, or I would just paint them, let it dry, or I would just paint them, not even wait for them to dry, go, look, they're painted, and then take nail polish remover and wipe it right off. Anyhow, so I don't have every issue that Curt and Al Williamson did, but I do want to get them. I have I think they only worked on 5 together, so I have most of them. I love a good Charleston shoe. Candy. So this is in the 80s. Kurt's actually trying to spice up the layouts and get bigger with the shots and stuff. This is a little before he left the book when they rebooted and Byrne took over. But there's a drastic difference between Murphy Anderson, Dick Giordano, and now Al Williamson inks. Al Williamson, I said Murphy Anderson kind of gave it a look of Alex Raymond, but Al Williamson really does. Paint them with a Sharpie? No way, dude. Besides, Sharpies are black. I would want to go with a fuchsia. I think my toes would look good with fuchsia. Just saying. I know this stuff isn't super easy to see, but you know, you can get a sense of the difference of inkers. Fig Newtons, baby. As a kid, my parents would buy Fig Newtons, and I'm like, why are you torturing us? I want Chip Ahoy. But good Lord, did I come to enjoy Fig Newtons. So this, you can really tell. This panel right here, very, very Alex Raymond looking in regards to the rendering and stuff that's going on. Just really beautiful stuff here. I think I have 2 copies of this book too. That's why I pulled it out because this is on my spin rack. That's right. For $5, you could buy yourself a Lilith trading card. Free shipping on that. I was born in 1986. This book isn't that old. Oh my God. I graduated high school in 87. My buddy Dennis, who I do the DNA show with, graduated high school in 88. We're the same age. He was just held back in kindergarten because he kept trying to put the block into the round hole. And it wouldn't work. So they're like, we got to hold this dummy back. Feel free to tell them I said that on our next Dennis and Andy show. This Wednesday, 5 p.m. with special guest Mark Polton. So join us. I love the way he does the hair, really fluid. That is straight out of she didn't wear a headband in the movie Supergirl, but man, that looks like it's right out of the movie. So yeah, once again, great stuff here by Curt. I wish this figure was bigger. Really great superhero proportions on the figure, actually. It's one thing Curt did really well. I think the proportions of his Superman were really nice. You know, it was robot design, straight out of the 50s. Could have been a little better. Paul Taylor's older than me, graduated in 83. Fantastic. I don't feel as old. So this is a very nice issue. Very nice inks. It'd be nice to see black and whites of this stuff. I would love to own a page of it, but hard to find. Very nice Superman there. And yeah, so that's that. Like I said, got to go back and get the rest of these issues. And then for the last inker, no panel breaking. I love panel breaks. Evil One, so do I, but you know, Curt Swan didn't really grow up in that era. Now, this is a reprint of Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. These were the last two issues. It was an issue of Action Comics, an issue of Superman, each drawn by Curt Swan. These last two issues are the ones that came out, and then right after that is when John Byrne took over. So these were, no pun intended, Curt Swan's swan song. But the Superman issue was inked, and I have the actual issues. The Superman issue was inked by none other than George Perez. The Action Comics issue was inked. Here's Curt Swan and John Byrne together. The Action Comics issue was inked by Kurt Schaffenberger, who was kind of along the lines of George Perez. And this was a perfect ending. So here's that. That's inked by Murphy Anderson. That's inked by George Perez. Now, George is a pen guy. This was originally on newsprint. So if there's any glare, I apologize. I'll do the best I can. But you can definitely see a difference in the inking with Perez using a pen. And I want to say Perez used a 101. I believe I read in an interview. It's definitely more noodly, more rendered up like George does. I think it's a very cool look. My buddy John Beatty actually inked Curt Swan in Action Comics when it went weekly for a while. There was a 2-page spread, almost like a Sunday strip that Curt Swan did, that John Beatty inked in that weekly book for a while. That also is really cool. No, Perez did not ink with Rapidographs. He might have at one time, but I read an interview in a Comics Interview magazine, and he specifically called out saying he used a 101. Shots like this, you can really see some of the faces, definitely in the hair, you can really see. And this is nice because I'll go through the Kurt Schaffenberg stuff, and you'll really notice a big difference in the inking with that stuff. Big Bang Comics. I don't have all the Big Bang Comics. I have a few. One of the artists on it, whose name is escaping me now, his whole influence is Curt Swan. And I mean, you can see it in his work big time. But yeah, I do like this stuff. It would have been interesting to see Curt ink like this in the 80s through the last of his run. Here we got Lex Luthor putting on, or actually I take it back, this Brainiac thing is attaching himself to Luthor. I know they make webcams with microfine glass. You might need that for showing off comic interiors with crystal clarity. Huh. I don't know. I mean, I have a really good webcam I usually use. Here, let me switch to it and see what it looks like real quick. If I hold this up to that webcam. Give me a second. Hello. Here, how does it look if I hold it up? Does it focus and stuff? I don't know how that is. You guys tell me if you want me to just do this. It's harder to page through the book when I do this. But you can really see George Perez inks over Kurt. Maybe I will do that for the rest of it. I think I will do this for the rest of it because this camera is better than the one I was using. So let me just move my makeshift table that is a long box or a short box and stuff back out of the way so I can get a little bit closer, and we'll go through this the rest of this stuff with this webcam that way for you guys. Let me go back to some of the Superman shots here. Like, look at that face. I mean, that is Curt Swan, inked by George Perez. I'll have to hold up some of the Al Williamson stuff too. Oh, Evil One, you didn't make it harder. I appreciate suggestions. Good Lord, it is hot in my studio. 95 degrees outside. Super hot in here. I'm trying to find a nice shot of Superman. That's a pretty good one. I mean, check that out. Curt Swan, George Perez. Beautiful. Jeff Weigel is the artist. You're right. It's Jeff Weigel. He drew a children's book. 108. Dude, where do you live? Jeff Weigel drew a children's book that I own that is very cool. Here's some more Superman stuff. I think that shot's pretty cool right there. Oops. Maybe I should do that. Feet to face. Which one's better? Man, I don't know. My wife will tell you my face. Oh! I found a great Superman shot. It's a small panel, but you can really see the George Perez in it. Right there. I mean, that almost looks like a George Perez pose as well of Superman. Ah, California. Here's another nice shot. Oh, well, let's see. Ah, here's a nice shot of Superman. Inked by George. And then we get the Kurt Schaffenberger. Now, I'm trying to find a Superman shot inked by Kurt. Here we go. So just keep in mind the difference. This is Kurt Schaffenberger inking over Curt Swan. And you can just see the difference right there. Duck bacon. Hello. You know, it's not as crisp as what George was doing. It's you know, that's the thing with inking with a brush is it's definitely a smoother look than with a pen. Damn, I gotta admit, I hope it's not 95 next week in here because I'm sweating. I got sweaty balls. TMI, I know, but you're here. Kurt Schaffenberger over Curt Swan. It's a softer look. It's nice. But when you see somebody like a George Perez or Al Williamson ink over Swan, it's, you know, it's so night and day. Or that close-up of Superman right there. You think his muscularity is more defined inked by Kurt Schaffenberger than George Perez? No, I have AC. It's just, you know, it's freaking hot. And then here is what the Superman book cover looked like. And that's inked by Murphy Anderson. And I do own that actual issue, but it's like $20. Nice shape. So I didn't want to go through that one. I figured I'd go through this one. But let me hold up some of that, some of the Dick Giordano, Al Williamson stuff. Let me change something on my AC settings as well. Oh, nope. It's on. Wait. Oh, no, it's not. I'm going to have to kick that fan up. Make that sucker work. All right. So let me show you some close-ups of the Dick Giordano inking. I can see the ceiling flame reflection in one of the framed pictures. Well, you got a good eye. It's supposed to be in the 90s all week in my area of North Carolina. Is it really? Yeah, I think it's supposed to be here too. What area are you? You don't have to dox yourself. Just say like center, you know, east, west. All right. Let's see. Let me find a good picture of Superman in here. Inked by, here you go. These are good. So this is Dick Giordano's inks over Kurt. Big difference. Big difference compared to like Murphy Anderson. Even George Perez. I mean, it's just more solid, in my opinion. Need to get some tinted windows. The sun's not even coming in these windows. The sun's behind me. Oh, here's that one face. I mean, that almost looks like Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. It's definitely Dick Giordano inking, and maybe Neil Adams touched it before it was inked. Not sure. But I love this issue inked. Here's this other great close-up of this supporting character right there. Just really beautiful stuff. And this is, like I said, Dick Giordano inking over Swan. There's a backup story in here, too, I just saw. Oh, it's by Mike Paluta. I love this little shot of Superman, that last panel right there. I just wish it was bigger. Oh, Triad. Yeah, I hear you. It's supposed to be hot. And then, yeah, there's a Mike Paluta job back here. You know, guys, this is going to probably stun some of you guys. I have never been a big Mike Paluta fan. Just Mike Paluta has never really lit me on fire that much. So, you know, I'll show you one other thing from a brother from another mother. Let me see here. I got books that next to me that I use for my shorts that I do. Oh, well, I might have to look at that. So this Action Comics Weekly, Steve Ditko, inked by Art to Bear. Many things I look at Art to Bear and go, man, Art to Bear, what a charmed life. And one of them, besides his stunning good looks and his talent, he got to ink Steve Ditko. I wasn't a fan of The Shadow, so I know what you're talking about. And then Carmine Infantino, inked by Kevin Nowlan. So let's look at the Art to Bear stuff first. So we start off here, right? Steve Ditko, inked by Art to Bear. Having a popular opinion, but that only looks good because of Art's inking. Oh, come on now. I like Ditko's work, but I do agree. I mean, Art's inking on this stuff is top notch. He kept it clean, not a lot of rendering, but it's sharp. Nice line work. Nowlan, art is overrated. Come on, Evil One. You're just busting chops. Look at that. Not a fan of Ditko? You know, Ditko did stuff I liked and he did stuff I didn't like. He created Captain Universe, who I think is really cool. He did the Creeper, which I think is cool. He did Hawk and Dove. So this is one of my favorite pages. I don't know if Art still owns this page or not. That fool sold a lot of stuff. Hal Jordan is my Green Lantern too, Paul. Art sold a lot of stuff, man. I would have had to have kept one Ditko page. Just nice and crisp. Oh, I'm sure Ditko didn't do like super tight layouts. All right, let's move on to the Kevin Nowlan stuff. Excuse me as I flip through it. Now, the weird thing is on the Kevin Nowlan stuff, it's half pages. So somebody drew the top half and Carmine did the lower half. But I mean, guys, look at that. You'd have no idea that that was Carmine Infantino drawing Green Lantern right there. That is Carmine Infantino, inked by Kevin Nowlan. You would have no idea. I don't know if Carmine did full pencils or layouts, but Nolan's like, I got this. I mean, this page, both bottom halves are by Nowlan and Carmine. Let's see, trying to find something else that's cool. This is pretty cool. No, the top part is Jim Aparo. I don't know who inked it. I'd have to look at the credits, but the bottom page is Carmine and Kevin Nowlan. I'm imagining Carmine just did layouts and Kevin did the rest. I mean, look at this. Okay, so the top part of this page is Carmine and Kevin. I mean, look at that back. I mean, there's no Carmine in that at all. That is all Nowlan. You know, look at that back shot of Green Lantern. You can see a little bit of Carmine Infantino figure construction, but let's be real. That is Kevin Nowlan just taking the ball and running it to the end zone. Just trying to see if there's any other. Let's see. This is basically the last right there, that top half. Carmine, Kevin Nowlan. You know, Green Lantern's a character that I'd love to see Kevin do a full issue of. He's done some great covers, but not full issues. Just love that stuff. So there you go. And then he's not watching, because if he was, I'd see him in the chat. But my buddy, oh, wait, super chat time. $10 from Paul Taylor. Thank you so much. That ain't cheap. Cool stuff as usual, Andy. When you're going to do a show on the Legion, preferably Dave Cockrum's and Mike Grell's run, that's my wheelhouse. Really good books. Now, I own, and thank you again for the $10. I really appreciate it, Paul. I own a few of the issues that Dave drew. I don't really own that many of the Mike Grell Legion comics. I might have a trade paperback with the stuff. I was never a big Legion guy growing up. Like I said, I've got the Dave Cockrum stuff because I really like the designs that he did, so I could go through those. I have an art book I did a book look on about Dave Cockrum that came out from Tomorrow's Publishing. And I have the Mike Grell one as well. I don't think I've done a book look on the Mike Grell book yet that Tomorrow's put out. So maybe I'll do a book look on that. I just uploaded, before I went live, a YouTube short previewing Tuesday's book look, which is on Gil Kane, The Art of Comics from Hermes Press, that came out in 2001. So that'll be Tuesday, but I did do a short. Evil One says 75% Kevin Nowlan. You are 100% correct. So my buddy AJ Tom drove down from Indiana, Illinois, Indiana, one of those Midwest states, and brought me this, and he gave it to me, and he's like, that's an expensive book to give. Well, he gave it to me because it's pretty busted up, and he's got to have nice stuff, whereas I don't care. I might even slap some tape over that. So he bought a new copy and gave me this busted one. So I got to read this. Dark Side Comics, hello. What about Warlord? Now, Warlord, that shiznit's in my wheelhouse. I dig Warlord. In fact, I've got a couple issues of Warlord on my spin rack by Mike Grell. Because they're Mike Grell, I really like Warlord. And one of the issues is inked by Joe Rubinstein. And if you want, oh my God, that is just another great one to do, is showing the difference between Mike Grell inking himself and Joe Rubinstein. It is night and day. Both are fantastic. I never read Grell's Warlord, but I enjoyed his John Sable. John Sable was cool. That book holds a special place in my heart because when the first issue came out, I was home sick from school, and my dad came home from work and surprised me with a comic book, and it was John Sable #1. I still have it. I actually have another issue of John Sable, another #1 that I bought for myself that I can bust open and read. The one my dad gave me back when it came out is very special to me, so I keep that sucker in a bag and board. With some PVA glue and book cloth tape, you can fix that up. Some person, dude, do I look that smart? I have no idea what you just said. I don't know what PVA glue is. I don't know what book cloth tape is. I just know this baby is huge. What is this? This book is 365 pages of Barry Windsor Smith. I heard this was supposed to be a Hulk story. Is that correct? Do you guys know? Was this originally supposed to be an Incredible Hulk story? I have no idea. I do have another question for you guys. There's some good book repair videos out there. All right, I'll have to check them out. I do have another question for you guys. Let me find those Warlords real quick. I'm not going to do them right now, but I want to have them out for when I do that episode, and I want to show you guys what I'm talking about as well. So yes, I'm not on camera right now. I know that doesn't bother a lot of you because I'm an ugly looking dude. Oh, look at that. 2 issues of the same book. Man, why do I do that? Let's see. Warlord. Where is my Warlord? It is a Warlord. This is what I do for you guys. I sing as I'm looking for it. Can you hear the spin rack as I'm flipping the comics? Oh, that's my Adam Hughes shelf. Those are not in great shape. Dude, did I put the Warlords away? No way. No way. Is this a Swanderson? Let me see. Oh. Swan and Anderson. Real quick, I found another Swan Anderson Superman. I might as well, the Hooded Chair podcast, right? I love chair streams. Andy likes his books the same condition he likes his women. Beat up and rough? Stop it. That was when I was in high school. Come on, guys. So I found an issue of Superman, another beautiful Neil Adams cover right here. Love this cover. This book is beat the crap. Look at that. Oh my God. It's all just, look at this back cover. Oof. That's why it's on my spin rack. But I'm trying to find a nice shot of Superman, either close up or figure, to show the difference once again in the inking. This is Murphy Anderson. Let me go back to the beginning here. Well, you'd think okay, here's a nice close-up. Oh, this has it all. So look at that. That's Murphy Anderson's inks. Now, think back to the George Perez, Al Williamson stuff, and just look at that difference. Still very nice, but, big difference. I love that Superman pose. Love that figure work by Neil. Gorgeous. Heck yeah, someone says. All right. Let me find the Warlord. Man, that's my Doug Monkey shelf. That's right. I got a Doug Monkey shelf. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Where the... That's my Kubert shelf. I might have put the Warlords away, so I'll have to dig them out. Because I'm not seeing them on the old spin rackety rack. I thought I knew where they were. Nope, I'm going to have to dig those Warlords out for you guys. Oh, nope, I take it back. 1, 2. Do I have a third one? I do not. What issue is that? 148. I should probably put this away. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's a really good copy. I should put that away. Oh, well. So 2 issues of Warlord. We'll do this now. We're talking inking. Neil Adams did so many covers. Neil Adams did a ton of covers. His first cover for DC was an issue of Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. My Mike Grell Green Lantern. Now, that's what I love. So these 2 issues. One's inked by Joe Rubenstein. One is inked by Mike Grell. Let's look at the difference. We'll start with the Grell one. Of course, I got to see which one is Grell. Oh, this one is. Just making sure. Yep. And here's the other thing I liked about Warlord. I don't know if you realize every issue, Evil One, I agree. I've got a lot of the essential books, but not all of them. Every issue of Warlord started with Mike would always do a 2-page spread. So this is Mike Grell's inks, very recognizable inking style. What's up, G.J. Martinez? Very recognizable inking style there by Mike. Very nice. Love it. Love Mike's inking style. Oh, man, just that back shot right there. I just love that. I love the Warlord's costume, to be honest. It's so just, hey, look at me. I don't wear much. It's funny. Oh, this whole issue. Hold on a second. Yeah, this whole issue. Oh, so this is cool. This is why I have this issue on my spin rack. Every page in this book, even, let me see if page 1's this way. So page 1 isn't. Page 1 is 4 panels, but every page for the most of the book is a 2-panel page with 2 vertical panels split down, page split down the middle. That's why this is on my spin rack. Randy, you're right. Your balls are never sweaty if you wear a loincloth. See, here's a 2-page spread, but every page, 2-page spread. I mean, 2-panel page. And that's why I love this issue. I love it where the artist writer is like, you know what? I'm gonna do something cool with the layout, and then he blows it open with a splash page. I am death. Those beautiful inks. Mike Grell did the Tarzan newspaper strip for a while. Don't know if you guys know that. Look at the hips on this chick. Holy crap. I'm going through this whole book because it's all basically 2 panels. I mean, you got to give it this too. It's a 20, let's say it's a 20-page book. So for 20 pages, he basically did 43 panels or so, because some of the pages do have more, but most of the pages are 2 panels. a page. Oh, yeah, he draws the ladies all right. Look at them ladies. Look at them ladies. Oh, my God, I love the ladies. Then he busts down another splash page there. You know, Andy Kubert and Adam Kubert drew issues of Warlord as well. Those are some of my favorites because I love their early work. Look at that. Now, soak in the inking on this stuff. Oh, look at this. Oh, God, I love these inks. I don't know what type of pen he was using when he inked this stuff, but I just love it. You're having fun looking at the ads? Check out that ad. Beautiful Grell stuff. But Joe Kubert drawing Superman, Zod, Grell, Wonder Woman, Lex. Love it. And the book, oh, that was the last page. Hold on. Yeah, so the last page, he actually busted down 4 panels. Now, that's Mike Grell inking, right? This one, number 15, that was number 14. Number 15, inked by Joe Rubinstein. And what a difference in the inks. Now, remember, Joe Rubinstein comes from the Dick Giordano, Neil Adams school. So when Joe inks something, it has a Neil Adams vibe to it in the way he does his rendering and stuff. And I just love, love, love the inking on this. And look how pushed back that city is. It's so far back there with the way Joe handled the inks. Oh, Larry Hama was the editor. Love the trees. Oh, here's another. I mean, these page layouts are just wonderful. I was watching Richard. His stream ended and saw Andy's live. Great show to see today. Oh, Richard Friend, I assume? It is more subtle. Mike Grell's inking is definitely more illustrative with the pen rendering he does. I love the layouts, though, in this whole book. Mike is just getting crazy cool with these layouts. He did. Like I said, I love, I mean, that's so Neil Adams, that face. And the lighting. I wish you could see it in black and white, but that is so straight out of Neil. You know. My buddy Bud Root is on his way over. I got to give him a few things, but just look at these layouts. And there's a few, you know, Grell swiped Neil a few times. There's a cover for Warlord that Grell did that is a total Neil Adams swipe. I don't care. I like it. Every now and then I think it's cool to swipe something just to see if people notice. And I have not done that in Kor-Drath. So don't go looking through Kor-Drath going, hey, he said he likes to swipe stuff to see if we notice. Because I haven't done that in Kor-Drath. But if I found something cool enough, I might think about doing it. Just kind of flipping through, looking for cooler stuff here. I mean, there's lots of cool stuff in here. Oh, this is a nice action page on the right. Very nice. All those scantily clad women and no attention to the gals, kind of gay. Me? Not paying attention? Oh, I'm paying attention, buddy. So right here, I think that first panel is a Neil Adams swipe from an issue of Avengers. Maybe Green Lantern. But I think that's a Neil Adams swipe right there. You simply cannot wait for my book. I cannot wait for my book. Starting page 67 tomorrow. And that was it. That's it for this issue of Warlord, issue 15, inked by the Joe Rubinstein. He draws them. He draws him naked in John Sable freelance. Oh, Grell. Oh no, I know Grell's a Neil Adams guy. I got to put that on my next to my desk. Actually, both of those are awesome. Now, corner boxes, baby, bring them back, dude. I so agree with you. Let me see here. I want to see who inked issue 16 of Warlord. Let's see. Man, Warlord ran for over 10 years. It's awesome. Maybe Joe inked 16 as well. I don't think so, though. Oh, wait a second. Who inked this? That doesn't look like Mike. Oh, wow. Vinny Coletta inked this issue of Warlord number 16. It's not too shabby. No, it's not worth showing, but it's not too shabby. No, the artist didn't draw attention to the boobs or anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't have that. I don't have that problem in my book. Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. Go check it out now. I'm just looking through another issue to see who inked it. Looks like Coletta jumped on and did a lot. 14 might have been Grell's last issue for inking himself. Oh, that's a nice horse. All right, let me see. I'm going to jump to issue 25 because it's a nice anniversary type issue. Let's see who inked this one. Oh, nice. Vinny Coletta. Vinny not doing a bad job over Mike Grell, actually. All right, well, that's enough of that. Let's do this. Let's do this. And because I teased it, I'll show you. Tarzan book 4. Oh, let's get this out. Whoa, don't collapse. Don't collapse. Gil Kane drew Tarzan. Mike Grell took over after Gil left. This is good stuff. It's all black and white. Need any mechanic advice? Hit me up. Nah, not anymore, I don't. So this starts off with Gil Kane. I'm trying to find a cool Gil Kane strip to show you guys of Tarzan. Oh, that's a cool one. I'd love to own one of these originals. Man, I didn't see these in my paper when I was a kid. Gil Kane drawing Tarzan. Good googly moogly. Look at that stuff. Just beautiful. How many Kor-Drath comics you going to make? Well, I mean, there's going to be a second one. So I can tell you that. So, you know, just day by day. You know, I've tried inking with a freaking felt tip pen like our buddy Gil. Just doesn't work for me. Look at that. Gorgeous. He did not draw enough Tarzan. Trying to find some more cool shots. Oh, I love that. That's cool. That bottom panel. That close-up. Pure Gil. Pure Gil goodness. See, I don't remember these in the newspapers. And this was in, I don't know if it's copyrighted. Oh, it is. Ah, it's too small. I can't read the date. But then after Gil left, it went to Mike Grell. And Mike really was working the layouts. Like this strip right there. Look at that, man. He did a great Tarzan. Yeah, I love Gil's work. His angularity. But I think Mike actually played with the layouts more. I mean, look at that. Great stuff. I heard Grell was slow. Dude, I believe it. Look at how much work he's putting into this stuff. Oh, man. Here you go. This one. Look at that layout. So cool. I own a couple original Bern Hogarth Tarzan newspaper. They were cut out from the newspaper, and so I bought them, and I keep them out of the sun so the newspaper doesn't fade because it's newsprint. Look at that last panel, dancing around with the apes. Ornate is a great way to say it. It is very ornate. There's this one strip, though. I'm trying to find it. Some of the reproduction on this stuff isn't that great. Some of the black line work dropped out, which sucks. So it says August 29th for this one strip, but I know this was in the 80s. Oh yeah, here we go. 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 I don't know if it is brushwork. I mean, you look at Grell's inking. I don't think that's brush. I think he was using pen. Look at that. That is just freaking awesome. And definitely, yeah, he's a Neil Adams guy for sure. But I'm pretty sure that was pen. I don't think it was brush. And in fact, I'll have to look through my Mike Grell book. I don't know if it talks about what tools he used. That's the problem. And then we'll go there. He's got some grenades. He's going to be dropping some bombs. So, beautiful stuff here. I've got all 4 of these. This was a 4-book series. This is book 4. It starts with Hal Foster, Bern Hogarth. Then it goes to, oh my God, why am I blanking on the guy's name? Oh, Russ Manning. Love Russ Manning. If you like Steve Rude, look at Russ Manning, and you'll see so much influence on Steve's work from Russ Manning. I do not have a death grip. I have a tight grip holding a pencil, but when I ink with a brush, it's very light grip. So there's only one thing I put a death grip on. Bern Hogarth is the best Tarzan artist. You know, I'm not going to disagree with that. I agree. I think in the 1940s, late 40s, Bern hit his peak, Bern Hogarth, and I would love to have seen Bern Hogarth do superhero comic books of that time. Terry, also, anybody's going to rock Al Williamson. Al Williamson, I think, is who you mean will make everyone look like a 90s guy. Wait, Al Williams? You mean Scott Williams? I think you mean Scott, Joe. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to read into what you're saying. But I mean, guys, if you really want something awesome, I mean, awesome. Did I say awesome? I'll say it again. Awesome. I've got the whole run of the DC Tarzan books and the Marvel Tarzan books. Those were great. Joe Kubert, John Buscema. And then the later issues of Tarzan by DC were Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. But guys, this is the bee's knees right here. Kor-Drath, The Reckoning, $81,178. Guys, we need to get to $90,000 to unlock the stretch goal of the Necronite playable character card. So you will then get 4 playable characters and the Shattered Reach map. And at $100,000, dude, the stretch goal for $100,000 will blow your mind. Don't let this number scare you. With the Kickstarter campaign that we also ran, Randy just posted it. We are actually at $85,849, just a little over $4,000 away from the next stretch goal, guys. Share the campaign. Sharing is caring. That's how you do it. Didn't Russ do Magnus the Robot Fighter? Yes, he did. He sure did. Yeah, guys. So definitely check out Kor-Drath, 76 pages. You know the routine. Ball-busting, blood-letting, barbarian action. Read the first 8 pages below. Click this link if you want to read pages 1 through 11 on the Kor-Drath.com website. Just look at this stuff. This is a no messing around type of book. It is getting crazy up in here. We've got I didn't know Russ co-created that, by the way. How big is the artist's edition of Kor-Drath? Well, it's not 11 by 17. It is about 8 3/4 by 12 1/2, something like that. It's a pretty good size. You'll get to see all the detail and stuff. The scans, I'm scanning everything at 600 DPI. So it's a good size. That's what she said. What? And anyhow, 5 different covers, as you guys know. Bud Root cover. Look at that. Get the Bud Root Lil Neth t-shirt because he worked that small. Who worked that small? I don't know what you're talking about now. I'm not working that small. It's just the artist edition. It's safe to say this book has better teen. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, by himself. Okay. My homage cover. Get the Bud Root Lil Neth t-shirt. It's awesome. 10-color print on that shirt. We will be going to press on the shirt soon. So get your t-shirt orders in now. There you go. 8.3 by 11.7. Thank you, Randy. That's the size. And no, I'm drawing bigger than that. There's the artist edition we're talking about. Grab that. And get the game. Dennis really worked his butt off on this game module so you can play the game as well. Looking forward to reading and admiring you and your partner in crime, Dennis's hard work. Well, thank you. We can't wait for you guys to get it. Parody ad, of course. It's big. That's what the Cowboys said, getting to play and lose to the 49ers last year. Oh, that's, I look forward, not backwards, Joe. So let's get the t-shirts. Grab a beanie to keep your head warm. There you go, guys. Check it out. Let's get this campaign going and growing. Sharing is caring. Still a bunch of add-ons you can get. I'm very excited for this project. It is definitely so much fun to work on. I love you guys for backing it so much. I've said it before. I can't express enough. It's because of you guys supporting me on this project and other people that allow me to do this book. Guys, I got to run. Bud Root is pulling into the driveway. So thank you for joining me on this live stream today, looking at inkers and what they do and how much they bring to the table. I will catch you guys Wednesday, the DNA show, 5 p.m. Guest Mark Pulton. Everybody have a great Sunday. Bye-bye all.